Hey, what's going on, traders? Happy Friday. I hope you guys have all been having an amazing day today. And as you guys can tell from the screen, the market was able to end on a green note yet again, right? So we were able to finish off Friday strong. The NASDAQ future is up almost 1% on the day, right? And just pretty much taking a look, even the past 20 days, we can see pretty much since the start of January 6th, right? That we were continuing to form these higher highs and higher lows, right? We did experience two pullbacks right around this area and this area here, but we were ultimately able to continue to pick back up, right, and form a new high. And so that's very, very good to see. And today we pretty much just continued with that buying pressure, right? If you guys recall from the videos earlier on this week, I was pretty much saying, right, that I wasn't going to be the one to try to predict where the top of the market was because there's so much buying pressure these past few weeks that, it doesn't necessarily have to pull back right away. And although we were overextended, right, it made sense to me why it could potentially still continue to gap up. And so we were trading sideways all pre-market, but as soon as the market opened, what ended up happening? We started a gap up, and so I actually started to get into TQQQ, right? But as you guys can see, it started to get choppy, and so I didn't size up a decent amount. And so once it started to actually push, I wasn't in with too big of an amount. And I would try cutting the shares, right, where I thought made sense. Once I would see it start to pull back, I would try to size down, right? And I tried, predicting the bottom a few times when I definitely shouldn't have, right? I was trying to predict when it would continue to rally again. But as it started to rally, right, I would get back in. And so I didn't do the best job, to be honest. By the time it hit this area and started to pull on back, I was up probably around $70 to $80, right? So I still didn't hit my 1% daily goal. And I told myself this is one big mistake I made that I want you guys to learn from, and it's right around this area, right? I fell in love with the idea that this thing was going to continue to uptrend, right, very rapidly, that I thought once it pulled on back that we were going to form a new high, right? And I was just so, fed up with that idea that it was going to happen or had to happen, that once it started to push, I did a good job of getting in, right? Getting in, starting to size up. But once this thing pulled on back, I ended up giving back a decent amount. I had to cut losses. And once it started to push, I fell in love with the idea yet again, right? Got in heavy, started to size up. And ultimately, it got rejected, right? It was struggling, it got rejected. And I ended up giving back everything that I worked so hard to make on the way up. So I went from being up about $80, I would say, right? On these two losses here, gave back everything. And then I was just making mistake after mistake where I was just chasing the trade and trying to predict the bottom of TQQQ, right, where it was going to bounce. So as it was selling off hard, right, and I would see this form of bounce, I would get in, right, start to size up only for this thing to push down again, right? So I was taking loss after loss, wasn't really letting direction establish itself. It was obviously trading choppy. And so I went from being up 80, gave it all back, tried to predict the bottom a few times, got burned, put myself down $40 by that point. So at that point, I was pretty fed up with my trading. I was trading very impulsively. As you guys will see, I had lots of filled orders today. But as we were finally able to gap back up above the EMA, I took my final trade, sized up, made back everything I lost. Plus, I was able to end up $50 today, right? As you guys can see over here. And so I at that point, I decided to call it, right? I was grateful that I went from green to red and was able to finally make the money back, right? So definitely, super grateful for that outcome. I know it could have been a different outcome, and so I'm very, blessed for that. But if you guys are interested, though, at my actual trades, I'll go ahead and show it to you in a second. But I stopped trading from this point on, but there was obviously lots of more opportunity to make money. As you guys can see, this thing continued to rally on the day from when I stopped trading to where it ended up pushing up, right? TQs pushed up an additional almost 3.6%. So that's huge, right? Lots of potential profit I missed out on, which sucks, but I put myself in that position, right? But as you guys can see, if you are curious, these were all my filled orders. So I definitely had a lot today, right? I started trading at 6:30, didn't stop until 8:35 today. So I traded for about 2 hours, right? Lots of orders, right? As you guys can see, I was definitely over trading today. But in terms of how my account did, I was up a decent amount on the day, right? Definitely a lot more than usual. And it's because of the fact that my swing trades were in the green, right? Tesla was my biggest winner, and Rivian also. Both of them were up over 10% on the day, so they had huge days, right? But I do want to make you guys aware of the fact that although we've been having these nice runs in the past few weeks, we obviously are super extended. And I know I may sound annoying because I keep saying that, but it's just very true. Right around these levels, we do typically experience some form of rejection. So I wouldn't be surprised if it did pull on back, but it doesn't mean it has to, right? We can continue to push up, break above the resistance, and continue to climb. But I just want to make you guys aware of that possibility because, I don't want you guys to end up having to, not lock in profits, and when it starts to pull on back and your stocks go down with it, that you wish, you're more in a state of regret rather than, not regretting locking in profits and being safe about it, right? But that's pretty much just my 2 cents of where the market is right now. I really do appreciate you guys tuning on in, and your support every day. It really does mean a lot for me and my brother. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in today's video. I really do appreciate your time. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment down below, and I will be more than happy to answer that. But that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your Friday and the weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take care.